Podcasting from their dining room table in West Hollywood, California,
it's the Stonebergs with Dave Stone.
What can I say? I'm a man of very stupid principles, okay?
And Katie Strandberg.
My brain needs help.
Advice and encouragement from two goofballs who can barely run their own lives.
Call now at 213-282-3615 to be part of the show.
Now welcome the Stonebergs.
How about you, Boo?
Hello, Boo.
What's going on?
Man, loving the new song.
New intro.
New intro, feeling good.
I like it.
Feeling sassy, feeling fresh. Yeah. How the heck are you?
I'm good. I'm doing real well. What's going on with you? Anything exciting?
Yeah, I'm upset.
Right out of the gate. Mm-hmm. At me? Did I do something?
No, okay. I love you. You're in the clear.
All right.
Okay. Everyone knows that I am a big fan of my friends that live in the building entitled Mark and Virgie.
I guess, yeah. You overuse entitled.
I know, but I like it because it's like I'm announcing them.
Yeah, but
like
they're not
entitled.
I thought that was reserved for like things that have titles, like movies and books and whatnot, not people and states.
Well, I'm doing my own.
Okay, I understand.
Okay, so we went on a walk, and it's been a while. I haven't seen them in a minute.
You and Mark and Virgie, and did Charlie go?
Charlie went.
Okay.
We planned a walk.
Y'all used to walk, what, once or twice a week, every week together?
Yeah.
And what happened? The holidays?
We got out of sync.
Yeah.
We're not in the friendship sync.
There's weird. No neighborhood beef, is there?
No beef, but it was awkward. So we start our walk, right? And I don't like being the leader of the walk. So I immediately give them the power of where do you guys want to walk? And then they said, let's let Charlie decide.
Is that the old person version of where would you like to eat?
Yeah.
Where would you like to walk? I don't know. You pick.
But Mark, God love him, he walk shames me with Charlie, which is valid.
Yeah, he says we should walk Charlie more. Yeah, and he's not wrong.
No, he's not. He's correct. But I always feel pressure to walk farther. So I'm just going, I was leading the pack, and I was trying to hear, but I was in the front, and there wasn't like a witty... There was no banter. It was more, I was trying to catch up. I'm off of the Adderall. I'm slower. I didn't perform well, okay, on this walk.
Let me ask you, what was the point of this walk? Was this a friendship walk or was this a cardio exercise walk?
No, it's always like a friendship / cardio exercise.
Because I know sometimes when I go hiking with a friend or something, just me being there is already enough of a challenge. And I'm huffing, puffing, and sweating, and I'm out of breath. I don't have time to chit-chat. So I understand how maybe somebody I've gone on a hike with could be like, well, Dave was kind of in a crappy mood today. Or it's like, no, I'm sorry, but like I'm about to die. I have to like focus on breathing.
Well, that was me, and they were fine.
Okay.
They're in their 60s, and they're more in shape than me. And now we're on a journey, a fitness one, so it's fine. But, yeah, it was... just out of sync. Maybe it's the three of us.
Like literally out of sync, like you were stepping on each other's shoes, or
no? It was just an awkward. I felt bad. Like I felt like I didn't do enough. I wanted to bring more. Mark's like, so what else is going on with you? And I'm like, oh my God, Katie, talk about stuff. And then I talked about the Stonebergs. That didn't interest him. And then
they don't even know what a podcast is.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to, swim in this friendship pond, but it's getting lower, and I'm concerned.
Well, I think you're forcing it, I think, are y'all not at the level of friends where you can just sit and be?
No, but it's too cold.
Well, I don't even mean literally sit, but just, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I have friends, well, you and I are that way. Like, I like to just be around you, even if we're not talking.
I'm a talker.
And I've got other friends that way. Like, well, the true test is like traveling together. Like, when you can just both be in the car without feeling like the pressure of having to always initiate conversation?
Yeah, that's what I felt. I felt it was pressury. And Mark is so funny, and I wanted him to be funny. And we just couldn't really hear each other. Maybe that was it. There's no hearing. Maybe I'll just do one-on-one walks for now.
Let me ask you this. When y'all walk, the three of you, is it single file, like some ducklings?
It's
Or are you
ducklings.
3 wide?
Well, it's ducklings.
These tracks are side by side. Sand people always ride single file to hide their numbers.
Because
Well, yeah,
City
then
of
it's
West
hard-
Hollywood,
hard to hear.
It's the tiniest little sidewalk law. There's always, and then there's Charlie. I have so much to focus on. So really, they should take the reins. But I'm not going to tell them that.
But yeah, if you're single file like that, of course there's going to be some issues with communication, and the person up front can't. It's like in Seinfeld
Yeah.
when they were at Monk's Diner and their normal booth was taken, so they had to sit at the counter, and it messed up the whole flow because
It
they were
messed
like,
up the
"Who's
flow.
down there?"
It messed up the flow.
Was it kind of that situation?
It was, and there was no flow. And then I could tell, like, Mark just immediately went back to the apartment. And then Virgie was like giving me a nice hug, but the hug even felt like, you okay?
I would imagine you were surely overthinking this.
No, she's a human angel, and so is he. But it's very. So
You think they were spiteful towards you because you didn't have enough casual walking conversation?
well, you're good with casual. You're like, hey, how you doing? And a zippy little line and a boop boop boop, and I gotta go.
That's the key right there. I always boop boop boop. It always works.
No, but you're so good at small talk, and meanwhile, I'm like, so we talked about like depression on the Stonebergs.
Well, here's the other thing that maybe, do they have a specific route that they always do?
No, it goes in and out. They don't have a specific. I would love that. I would love if we could just have a map. That's what we need. A map. Maybe I should do a scavenger hunt.
Well, if not a map, next time my suggestion would be for one of you to initiate an established route.
Okay.
Here's where we're going. I know me when when I'm on a hike with a buddy. Where are we going? How many miles is it? What's the elevator? Like,
Yeah.
I can't just have an open-ended walk or hike. I
yeah.
need to have a destination in mind.
Okay. Maybe
So,
that's it.
ma-
Like, let's go get coffee.
Yeah, or just whatever. Let's walk
go
down
get
to that
to a
street
thing.
and do whatever.
Okay.
But maybe the nobody knows where we're going
Okay.
part of it was a little
Daunting.
daunting for them.
Okay, I'll accept that. But anyway, the next day I overcompensated and bought them a million unsweetened iced teas and roses because I was like, please like me.
You do. You're so generous and thoughtful with all the little gifts that you
Stop.
give them.
Keep going.
You're always buying them tea.
Buying friendship.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Not. I don't think
Oh,
that's
I don't
what you're
either.
doing. I think it's sincere. You're joking, but I don't think you don't have ulterior motives.
No,
like that.
no.
You're kind and thoughtful.
I like them, you know? If I like you, I like you.
They're good people.
And if I don't, I hide from you forever.
It is funny how, like, we've mentioned before, this is the first time we've ever lived in a place where we're chummy with all the neighbors.
Everyone's, yeah.
I've
it's
never
weird.
been tight with neighbors. I used to kind of have a no middle ground policy. Like, I'm here for small talk or emergencies. Nothing in between. We could talk about the weather, or if your apartment's on fire, I'll grab a hose and help out, but nothing in between.
Yeah.
But but it's also funny, like if you've ever worked in an office environment, it's kind of the same vibe in terms of when you cross paths with someone, sometimes I feel obligated to not only acknowledge them, but maybe have a little bit of chit chat. And there's a couple people here where I just, nothing against them, but their personalities don't really allow for that. So it's just kind of a quick head nod or a, hey, how's it, not even a how's it going. I made that faux pas yesterday with our other neighbor, Sally. I was on my walk and I had my headphones on.
Okay.
And I saw Sally and I just went, hey, Sally, how you doing? And I shouldn't have said how you doing because I kept my headphones on and I kept moving. I should have just said, hey, Sally.
Right.
But then I could tell she responded with something, and I was just like, whatever. Headphones are on, and I'm not stopping. So that was I shouldn't have said how. I shouldn't have asked her a question.
Yeah.
I should just waved or said hello. But I said, how you doing? And she told me how she was doing, and I was just already...
Because she's an extrovert.
Yeah.
You gave an extrovert an in.
But I hope she understood.
Never ask a question to an extrovert.
I hope she understood and saw the headphones. That, like, I'm not, you know.
You could have just, hey, I'm on my headphones.
Yeah.
Gonna keep walking.
No, that's my patented move.
Do you like this? This is space work.
I like that. But like,
Thanks, Grandma.
I do that with people all the time. There's this one guy. Well, okay, I won't tell that story. Anyway,
okay.
But yeah, I like I'll acknowledge you, but I'm not going to break stride.
Yeah, I mean, that's confident
What's
right
up?
there.
Not stop. Larry David calls it the stop and chat. I'm not here for a stop and chat.
Yeah, no one wants to stop and chat. No.
You wanted to stop and chat with me, and I don't know him well enough for a stop and chat.
Hello, hi, how are you? Nice seeing you too. Take care.
I mean, I do, but it's painful. And Charlie's a demon. Let's be honest. I mean, I love him, but he's not a good neighborhood dog.
If he weren't our dog, he would most definitely be the neighborhood asshole. He hates every dog in the neighborhood. And it just makes us look like a bunch of heathens.
Oh, it does. Well, I'll work on my friendship with them, okay? And I'll stop overthinking. But you had a friend come over, and I think I was just jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had company this week. Our good buddy Ryan Singer stopped by. He visited from, he's back in Ohio. He's living in Ohio for a little while. He's been there, I don't know, 6 months or so.
Oh, yeah.
But he came out to visit and hung out for a couple of days. We had a good time. We did something we've never done in this apartment with Ryan.
That's
true. We played cards.
It was fun, too.
I've never been a card guy.
Yeah.
But it was a good time. We played, I don't know if this is a new game, an old game, something he made up, but he just called it golf.
It was called golf, and it was addicting and really, really fun.
Very fun.
Very fun.
And I've thought about this. I have a theory. I think I'm not a card guy because I grew up in the South where the weather's good. I feel like card playing is more of a Midwest, Northeastern thing.
No limit Texas Hold'em, Mississippi State.
Where in the winter, maybe they're not outside, their options, their entertainment options are limited, especially in the winter and the cold weather months. So I don't know. And plus, I just feel like everybody I know who's really into cards is from the Midwest or the Northeast.
Or 100.
Or 100.
Yeah, my dad and mom and I used to play gin rummy. I mean, that was dope. I crushed.
I don't know any of the games either.
Oh, there's gin. There's also one called bridge, which is like very complicated but there's also a not card game, but that's kind of like a card game called Mahjong. And that's fun.
Okay.
Oh, there's tiles involved, and you go over to the Maya's house, and they make you challah. Nope. Challah bread. How?
Halal?
Unclear.
I don't know.
I
know what you're talking about. I know it's the bread.
Habanero.
Sure. That's exactly what it is.
No, but it was so good to see Ryan.
Yeah, always.
And
good
he's
going to
come back to Los Angeles. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully he's working on trying to get back here permanently. But yeah, it's good to have company.
It was cute to see you with your friend.
Yeah, good old
It's
Ryan.
like boy love.
Yeah, we had a good time. Ryan's probably I would say Ryan's probably my best friend, my dearest friend. I just I like his whole vibe.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
His default is positive.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that. Like, I know you can't just be a barrel of monkeys 24/7, but people whose default is sincere and positive and happy.
Yeah.
That's I like that.
He likes himself.
And he's just super he's got a curious brain.
Yes.
Those gears never stop turning.
Well, he asks me questions. That's new.
Yeah.
A lot of your friends don't ask me anything. I'm like this faceless void that just brings people drinks. Like, hello, my name is Katie. I am a robot. But also to their credit, I'm weird, man. Like, I'm a hard person to like talk to. Because I'll be like, how's your old car? I don't know.
At the very least, I would expect my friends to acknowledge your existence.
That was weird.
I had one old pal who
we don't have to get into
went over
that.
there, and we're not pals anymore.
Nope.
Not just because of that.
No.
Anyway.
I've made you a bad person. I have. I've made you bad. Oh, no.
How so? You haven't made me a bad person.
Well, I feel like if you were to look at me being in your life, there has been some friendships that have maybe they're on pause right now. Maybe they'll come back. You don't know. But maybe from their perspective, see, this is me overthinking. They blame me because I'm the evil woman that's captured you into a beautiful place.
No, you're my wife.
That's not it.
You're not an evil woman.
All right.
What you have done, though,
no.
is you do help me see things from a different lens or a female lens, or you know what I mean?
Yes. Well, I was raised by my dad. So
Like
yeah.
you notice certain behavior that I don't notice.
I know.
And it
Because
kinda
you're
goes-
nice.
Well, it kind of goes back to my theory, too, of like our roles in the marriage. And I don't mean like traditional gender roles, but like, well, I mean, these could fall under that. But like, I came up with this idea that I've noticed that I protect us from strangers and you protect us from people we know.
Yes, that's very true.
And see, like you point out things I would never notice and vice versa. You know, I'm always harping at you about your personal safety and, you know, your self-awareness, knowing your surroundings.
Bear spray.
But like I might say something like, hey, I got a new machete. That way if somebody breaks in, I'll chop their arm off. And you're like, I think so-and-so's taking advantage of our generosity.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and like you point out things like that where I'm like, oh, I would have never noticed that shit.
I know, because you think the best, and that's good too. I need to work on thinking the best. I think I'm getting better. I think I'm getting better because I'll run, like, I'll be like, wait, is this person safe and whatever? And you'll be like, give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And that's hard. But I'm trying, and I'm doing better.
Like Dalton from Roadhouse said, be nice until it's time not to be nice.
Who's Dalton? Is that Patrick Swayze?
Patrick Swayze's character. By the way, they're remaking that. That's coming back.
Who's
with
going to be Patrick?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
I don't know.
I saw the trailer. They look pretty good. Conor McGregor, UFC star. He's in it.
I mean,
You know,
it's,
we'll
well,
see.
okay.
Did you ever see the original Roadhouse?
No.
Oh, my God. It's classic.
Am I a teenage boy? No. Sorry. I
good
should
film.
expand my, knowledge of it. That and the original Mad Max.
You didn't like that?
No. Dirty. So dirty. I get it. That whole thing. You love dirt in your eras. You love the Dust Bowl. You love Mad Max, like future dirt. Ugh. I like pretty decor.
Yeah. You do like pretty. But yeah, it's a fun week. Good seeing Ryan.
It was
I
so
took him
good.
to a French restaurant.
Ooh.
Took him to Petit Trois.
Okay.
And he had a croque madame.
I don't know. Oh, is that the ham thing?
Like the ham and cheese sandwich with the egg on top and the cheese all over the... Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
It's good.
It's good stuff.
What'd you get? The omelet?
No, I got the croque madame. Madame?
I mean...
Croque madame. Why don't you croque my dam? He got the croque mazur. I got the croque madame.
I love your Paris accent.
Same
Parisian.
sandwich. The madame had the egg on top.
Oh.
He went eggless. But yeah, just a couple of pals sitting around eating at a little French cafe, having a good time. We split a baguette.
Oh.
I had a hard apple cider. Oh, it was a good time.
Oh, my gosh.
It's a good time.
I'm glad. You love lunch.
I'm a big lunch guy. It's so fun to have somebody in town who will go eat lunch with me. You won't eat lunch with me.
It's a stupid, stupid meal.
Fritz is never available. Alan's never available. All my lunch pals have moved.
I'm not a lunch head, and I'm sorry about that.
Lunch head.
I'm not a lunch head. You are a full-blown lunch head.
I'm a lunch full body.
You are.
What do we got going on today, Boo? We got a topic?
We do.
What are we doing?
Oh, my gosh. Okay,
You gonna lay it down?
I'm going to lay it down. Are you ready?
Is Harvey okay there? Did he roll around in catnip?
Honestly, yeah, he did, and he looks a little messed up.
He looks dirty.
Oh.
He looks like a crust punk kitty. Where's your bindle? He's got a cardboard sign. What are you doing, buddy?
Okay.
Why is he so dirty? Is that catnip?
Yes.
Okay.
And we haven't washed him in a bit.
Yeah.
You have to wash cats, I think.
That is there's a business opportunity. Like
Wash cats.
Death. Black belt level grooming. Like make a house call. Yeah, like you got like what are the welder's gloves?
Yes.
And like a welder's apron. And you just come in like Leatherface and grab the cat and do,
Leatherface. From
Texas Chainsaw. Yeah. Not Leatherhead. I don't know why I call him Leatherhead.
Again, a dirt. There's a lot of dirt in that movie.
But you know what I mean? Like just get some protective gear on.
Yeah.
And just come in and wash the shit out of your cat.
Like a pressure hose.
Yeah.
Like one of the... No.
Got like the big brush, like at the do-it-yourself car wash.
Oh my gosh, no. Yeah, it's hard.
But yeah, we haven't. I mean, full disclosure, we haven't washed these little bastards in about a year. He goes and gets groomed every 3 or 4 weeks, so he's a little fancy
because of his
boy.
anus.
Yeah, he's got the anal gland thing. Thank you. But yeah, I'm scared to death to try to bathe these bastards.
Yeah, it's awful
because they're violent.
Well, it's terrifying, and we both keep putting it on each other. Like, we should wash the cats. Pause.
I stink, dude.
Yeah. I hope you're proud of what you done to me. It's not great. Okay.
Anyway.
Attachment styles. Boo, do you know what attachment styles are?
No.
Really? Never heard of it.
I'm not familiar with the phrase. I don't think I've ever heard attachment styles.
Yes. Okay. So when you're born, your mom had you, right? Now, in the beginning, attachment styles are your primary caregiver, like who took care of you, right? So this is how apparently it starts. Hey, Katie, what year did attachment styles start? 1988. Yeah.
So I was already detached by then. We didn't have them when I was a little kid.
I know. You didn't have them, but you can't just blame your parents. So there's different, it's basically how we connect in relationships. Okay.
What do you mean 1988? These theories came about then? Who came up with this theory of attachment styles?
His name is John Bowlby.
Who?
John Bowlby.
Bowlby.
My name's John Bowlby, and I created an attachment system in 1988.
Is it B-O-W? How do you spell Bowel?
B-O-W-L by...
Okay.
Wait.
Hello? John Bowel Movement.
Stop it. Okay. Well, listen.
I'm going to slide into your BMs.
Okay. Okay. I'm just going to, let's...
Hello? What the hell's the matter with you? Focus.
I am.
Come on. Sound it out.
Whew. All right. I think it's the history that I don't care about, but I know it's important to note.
Yeah.
Okay.
You feel that way in general about history.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. All right. So attachment styles start when you're little, right? So there's 4. Anxious. Are you bored?
No,
you just looked at your phone.
It was a text.
Well,
I'm
sorry, Ryan.
I'm wrong for that. You're the priority.
Well, you're bored.
No, I'm not bored.
I'm going to keep you excited. All right, ready? Okay.
What's an attachment style? What do you... I don't know. So...
okay.
Different styles.
The attachment system is a pattern of emotions and behavior that sets off when our loved ones move away from us.
Okay.
So what happens when people move away from you?
I eat lunch by myself.
Oh.
When people move away from me.
That's funny. Yeah. Anyway. All right. So when they could be recognized in babies, for example. Like say a baby is monstrous and crying all the time. Perhaps that baby has a disorganized attachment. There's anxious attachment. There's secure attachment, which is what we all go for. And then there's avoidant.
Well, the irony of anxious detachment with this little goblin next to you. So does that take place in animals as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
because we trauma
he's
bonded.
definitely got attachment issues, right?
Yeah, we trauma bonded because it was after Mama passed, and then I got this little puppy, and then I just held him all the time and took him with me everywhere, so I ruined him.
Yeah.
I ruined him. Sorry.
It's a whole ordeal now.
All right, so, but you can't just blame your parents because you can get past it. You can train your brain to get past these styles.
You say when they move away.
Yeah.
Or did I say move away?
Said,
how did you phrase it?
Yeah, they said move away.
Okay. What does that mean?
It means if you're in a relationship and somebody is like being avoidant or like kind of closed off, your attachment style gets flared up. And then you start like subconsciously. It starts in your body, and then you just kind of do a bunch of weird stuff, which I could go over.
But going back to, you said it starts with your initial caregiver.
Yeah. So genetically and or pre-programmed at birth, it says.
Okay. But walk me through that. Like, so
Okay.
that just means a baby obviously
comes out of the womb.
In most cases, when they're infants, they're attached to their mom.
Yes.
You know, in most cases.
In most cases. So,
but how does that affect how they will act later in life with this?
well, as it's often the case with complex personality traits, genes. It could come to your genes because we pass trauma in our bodies. That's a fact.
What do you mean by that?
Say you had a horrible accident, right? Like a horrible car accident. My mom had one, okay? And then she gets pregnant with me, and she's traumatized in her body. Like she just, people get
like
PTSD.
we talked about with gua sha.
Yes.
We store the trauma.
We store trauma in our bodies. So my mama had a bunch of trauma just everywhere.
So that gets passed on to you?
Yes, it gets passed on to the little fetus because I'm just in there hanging out. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And then Harvey comes and trauma happens.
So in that hypothetical, though,
yes.
What does that mean, that because your mom got in a horrible car wreck before, now is this before you were born, or in this example while she was pregnant with you?
No. In this example, pre-pregnancy.
Pre-pregnancy.
This could just be the trauma she holds in her body.
But she passes that on to you. In what form? Are you now afraid of car accidents?
No.
Because
now
of
I
that?
either have anxiety in my body, I have trauma in my body, in the fetus.
Okay.
I'm not super clear on all the sciencey stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Hey, I'm trying. Okay? Listen, it's evident in children. You could tell, like when a baby is freaking out and then soothes itself when the mom goes away. That's a secure attachment. Want to know why? Because that baby knows that mom's going to come back soon and take care of his or her needs.
It does know that?
Yes.
Because Charlie doesn't know that.
No.
He freaks the hell out.
Well, he's
every
anxious,
time.
okay? He gets distressed. Like when mommy leaves the room, it says mommy, which I kind of find funny.
Mommy.
Have you ever called your mom mommy?
I can't remember.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, if I did, I was a little kid. Is there anything grosser and weirder than an adult referring to their mom as mommy? Mommy. Hey, you're 46.
Mommy.
Shut
yeah,
up.
I guess it's a young thing.
Mommy.
Huh. All right. Well, we're going over it. Okay. All right. So I'll go over the early days of attachment theory. Researches, it was believed that the mother's caretaking style was the main determinant. Today, we know that there is indeed statistically a link between caregiving style and attachment style. So they kind of go hand in hand.
Okay.
So if you had a shit parent who didn't want to take care of you, you're going to respond to that even as a baby. And it's not the parents' fault. Maybe they're doing the best they can, and they're just trying to get by. They have a ranch, on 40 acres, and they're just hanging out and working a lot, and that's why your head's flat on the bottom, because you just sat in the crib.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Is this a hypothetical, or is this you?
Hypothetical.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let's go over the styles.
Yes. What are the different styles of attachment styles?
Well, I'm going to go with the bad ones first. Not that there's anything bad, but and then we're going to end with secure. Okay. So I wanted to bring out my character work.
Uh-oh.
Ready?
Okay.
Okay. So this is anxious attachment style.
Uh-huh.
Okay, ready? Here we go. Hey, I'm Annie.
Oh, God. Don't do any more accents.
Wow. I'm
what
just an
accent is this
anxious
supposed to be?
attachment, Annie.
Uh-huh.
And guess what? I feel like I'm being abandoned when you don't respond to my text messages. Hey, I analyze every little interaction.
What is this?
She's milking a cow.
Cows?
Yes.
That's the polite
Struggling
example.
to trust them. I struggle to trust people. Hi, there's my hat.
Uh-huh.
That's some space work again. It's a big hat. It's thick. Consistently seeking validation. That's Annie's way.
So this only happens to dumb hayseeds?
No. I just wanted to add
Oh.
what if an agent or something's watching?
Yeah.
That.
Sign her up.
Anyway, your fear, you also fear, you're so scared of losing somebody. So anxious attachment is like having anxiety, right?
Question. Now, everything you've said so far.
Yes.
Are we referring to just babies, or is this carry over into an adulthood?
We go into adulthood with this.
Okay.
And you can untrain your mind to not be so freaked out, but it takes mindfulness and it takes being emotionally intelligent. So back to anxious Annie. I feel jealous and possessive of all my relationships. So I would like to introduce...
So what's the style again? I was so distracted by this terrible character. Which style is it? Anxious.
So just anxiety. Like you're always concerned. Like, is he going to text me back? Why hasn't he texted me back? How can I get him back? Wait, I'm nervous. Or why isn't my friend texting me back? Is she dead? Is she okay? Have they abandoned me? So that gets triggered in you. And then...
Because when you were a baby, your mom would leave you alone for a few minutes at a time?
Yeah.
That's connected to that?
It's all connected, buddy.
Wow.
It's all connected.
Okay.
But also life experiences. So growing up, if you were, let's say, wanting your dad to take you to soccer practice and watch you, and then he just drops you off and says, "Get out, Kate." That would probably, maybe make somebody anxious.
Okay.
Like, is he going to pick me up? Does he love me? That's just someone else. So signs of anxiousness, just anxiety all the time. That's no fun. Okay, next. Avoidant. All right, ready?
Sure.
Here we go.
Maybe play this one straight.
Hey,
Oh, Lord.
I'm avoidant Aaron. How are you? Aaron. No, I wanted the A. Can we cut?
Alice.
Alice. Okay, great. Hey, I'm avoidant Alice.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
So
Self-explanatory.
you're avoiding
Yeah.
what? People? Communication? What?
Well, Alice is freaking out at the sign of too much intimacy. Somebody comes on strong in a relationship, and then Alice is like, "Whoa, buddy, not today." They crave alone time, okay? They pull back when someone tries to get commitment.
Okay.
I think this might be sometimes you.
Oh, really?
I think when I was first nightmaring you, aka dating, and I was drinking a lot and being crazy, this might have been your avoidant. Like,
The first time you reached
away.
out, first time you texted me? Remember that?
Shut that door quick. That was a mean text.
That was not.
I was like, "Hey, coworker, how was your show in fucking somewhere?" And then you were like, "Great, thanks, lady." Period.
I called you lady?
Yes.
Well, as I've explained, that had nothing to do with you. I just wasn't in the market to be dating any young ladies.
Yeah.
Because I was living in a van.
But I saw that
And I had
as
very little to offer.
challenge accepted. Oh, I will get him.
That didn't phase you one bit.
Nope.
That I always appreciate that.
So the avoidant attachment, let's go back to Alice. She feels suffocated by anyone with anxious attachment. So let's say somebody is anxious attached. "Hey, it's me, Eric."
I think that person
Allie?
would make anybody avoidant. Like,
Who was her name?
We missed that one.
Anna?
You made it your own.
It's fine.
Anxious
So
Anna? Annoying Anna?
these nerds are also known as, the kids say, F-boys.
Okay. I'm still unclear on what an F-boy is. Is that just a dude that has a lot of sex?
It's a dude that only wants sex, but also, like, treats women poorly, aka they just disconnect. They feel suffocated by anyone that's wanting a relationship. Everything's in the gray always. So that's sort of avoidant. Like,
I gotta keep my options open.
yeah, I gotta go. I'm busy. I'm gonna go to the mall and get an Orange Julius. Yeah. All right, next. Disorganized. Ready?
Sure.
Okay, hold on. I'm disorganized Debbie. I'm always wanting alone time, but then feel lonely. I change my personality depending on who I'm with. I'm being vague about my personal history because I don't trust people. I change my mind about the people in my life. That was fun. That was like interpretive dance.
That was
fun. And a bit of a control freak, thrives in chaos and is a self-sabotaging pro.
Okay.
Do you get that one?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Disorganized. It's like jazz. Like beep boop boop bop boo ba.
Now you're swinging, honey.
All right, so let's keep.
I still don't really understand what the hell
fair.
you're talking about. No, but like
You are the worst audio. I am trying here, and I'm drowning, and you're describing the water. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. It's choppy, okay? Yes.
But like
Give me a life
some of
raft.
some of these could apply to anyone.
That's absolutely true. This was 1988. Listen, we're going back to
But
what?
Give me the definition again of what an attachment
Okay.
style is.
Okay.
I'm there's a disconnect somewhere in this.
Okay, yeah, there is. Okay. All right. Should I just read it?
Yeah, just read the definition.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I didn't print that
Okay.
page. I am ready. I worked hard. I did research.
You did print out a bunch of things.
I did. Hey, you know what? Why don't you just go suck a duck? That's what you need to do. Suck a duck. All right.
But I don't understand. Is this a personality trait? Like what is when you say an attachment style?
Okay. I'm looking it up.
And what's the attachment part?
Okay. The attachment. What is the attachment theory? Ready? The theory proposes that children attach to caregivers, for the purpose of survival and ultimately genetic replication. The biological aim is survival and the psychological aim is security. The relationship that a child has with their attachment figure is especially important in threatening situations.
Okay.
Does that help you?
A little, but so the different styles you were explaining, those are originated by different behaviors early on?
Yes.
Okay.
And
now, what causes those behaviors? I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out.
What causes?
If someone is anxious, has an anxious attachment style, what happened early on that caused them to be anxious?
Great
and
question.
Same question for each one of these.
Okay. So, pre-attachment. Oh, wait. Nope. Good question, Dave. I'm glad you asked that.
I'm just trying to understand.
No, I'm glad because I'm trying to understand it as well. Okay. So, in the beginning, there was God. No, I'm just kidding. When you are born, your primary caregiver, you can either attach to your mom, or your dad, or whoever's holding you all the time.
For the sake of the example, we'll just say your mom, because most people it falls under mom.
Okay.
So I'm born and I'm with my mom.
You're
now
with your
what
mom.
happens?
Okay. So say mom is doting on you, loves you, you're the main focus. That is translated into your early childhood development, into your teen years, because you felt secure as a baby. You felt, okay, I'm going to get fed. You always got fed on time. You always, your poopy diapers always got changed. You felt secure. You're not scared. I mean, you can obviously have crying and whatever because you want food, but your caregiver is tending to you.
So if the caregiver does the correct job, you, for the most part, will turn out somewhat, and I know you don't like this word, normal.
Yep. Nope.
Okay.
I hate that word, but okay.
But you know what I'm saying?
I do.
So.
Okay, so and they say that
And what style is that?
So that would be secure.
Secure.
Secure attachment.
So secure attachment is good.
Yes, secure attachment is what we're going for.
Okay.
So I communicate openly and honestly as a secure attachment. I am comfortable and I be myself and appreciate others. I can be vulnerable and I am able to hold others' vulnerability. I am confident. So like you have a secure attachment style. Okay. So yeah, this might actually be better. Yeah. Okay, so anxious. My nervous system is sensitive. High. I feel deeply. High. I tend to seek consistent reassurance. I can struggle with communicating what I need. I crave closeness, but may also find that relationships trigger my fear of abandonment. My moods tend to shift quickly. So that's anxious.
Now, what causes that? What behavior early on did your mom do that created that?
For me, I know that my sister Susie was sort of like my mom because mom got sick when I was like 5. And I think also they were just older parents and they were like, oh God. Yeah. Like my dad always called me trailer. Like she's the trailer because 10 or 8 years later, here I come. Hi.
It's odd that he wouldn't say caboose.
I know. Why
Especially
trailer?
being a trained guy himself.
I know. Anyway, okay. But yeah, so I think what happened was I got so connected with Susie that when she passed away when I was 13, my anxiety went so far up. Okay. Because my primary caregiver, and I didn't even know that because in my body and stuff, I was with her all the time. Like she was my person. So after that, it was like, it's all these feelings. Like I felt alone. I didn't feel good. I wanted closeness, but I didn't trust people. Like the anxiety. It's just like feeling anxiety all the time.
Okay.
And avoidant.
Now, okay, you already explained the avoidant, but what behavior early on would create avoidant attachment style later in life?
Okay, so this is somebody that disconnects from their feelings. Somebody, I like to say rich kid, right? Who had a nanny or someone that wasn't their primary caregiver. All their needs were met, but it wasn't by
the love,
the genetic
and affection. Right. The genetic connection may not have been there.
Right.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So then what happens is you grow up and you feel disconnected from your feelings and seem emotionally distant a lot. You want a relationship, but the closeness feels uncomfortable. You're logical and try to avoid all conflict. And you're self-reliant, avoiding depending on others. Like, so you kind of like pick and choose people, but keep them at arm's length.
Could someone who has these characteristics, would it be because maybe they the stepmother-stepfather relationship, maybe children of divorce are more prone to avoidance
and this isn't
behavior?
Yeah, absolutely. Like because
like you said, maybe there's not the genetic connection there. You're not my real dad. Or shut up, Carol. You're not my mom. Like Carol's making your lunch and buying your sneakers, but like she's just my dad's new wife.
Yeah, it's like like a brother-in-law. It's like, hi, you're not really my brother, but all right, here's a wallet.
Okay,
always get a brother-in-law a wallet for Christmas. Best gift ever. It's real good, just easy. Yeah. Okay, so I would like to show you security attachment, like what we all strive for.
But before we move on, so there's 3. How many different types are there? 3
no, there's 4.
So it's avoidance, secure, anxious, and what was the other one?
Disorganized.
Disorganized, right.
So my inner world feels chaotic. I'm confused. I find it difficult to regulate my emotions.
On that one, the disorganized, what would cause that?
I think it's just chaos in the home.
Early on.
Screaming and
So avoidance is what?
Okay, so avoidance is when you're disconnected from your feelings, right? And you're this is avoiding. I'm avoiding you. I feel like this relationship is getting too scary. Let's go ahead and keep you at a distance, and I'll probably run away. But disorganized is another attachment style, and that's when the world feels crazy. Everything around you is just big noise. So a lot of people think that anxious and disorganized attachment styles are sort of similar. They could kind of cross over. They are like a Venn diagram. Remember those?
So anxious and avoidant can cross over, or disorganized?
Anxious and disorganized.
Disorganized, gotcha.
And secure and avoidant actually go hand in hand. Like, think of it as the yin and yang. Is yin good? Which is bad? Yang?
I think they're equal.
Okay. So, right. That's the whole point of it. Sure. Okay, so the shadow side of the good is avoidant, and the happy, sunny side is secure. So when you're not feeling... and then, that's... I didn't explain that well, but we're going to keep going.
I got you.
Okay.
I'm right here.
All right, so here's what we all need to strive for. Being a secure person.
Okay.
That's so easy. It's not. It's not. You are, and you've taught me this. But here's a secure attachment. I communicate openly and honestly. That's nice. I am comfortable to be myself and appreciate others.
Yeah.
Yeah. I trust that I am valuable and worthy of love. I can be vulnerable and am able to hold others' vulnerability. I am confidant. Now,
Sure.
I don't know if you've ever seen the smash hit movie, The Notebook, but
Yes.
this is an
I saw it when it came
example
out. Okay.
of secure attachment. Now, I thought it'd be fun if we reenact it.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so this is the fight scene, but it's actually an emotionally secure Noah talking to avoidant Allie.
So is Noah and Allie?
I'm Ryan Gosling, and you're Rachel McAdams. You're Allie.
Oh, we're switching it around?
Yeah, you're going to be Allie. All right,
Well,
here we
I am
go.
secure, so.
All right, if you want to get into character, do it, or... Nope, okay. You good?
What scene is this?
It's the fight scene at the end.
Oh, right. You just said that.
But don't worry. So we're going to start with you arrogant son of a bitch. That's where we'll start, and that's Allie. Go ahead whenever you're ready.
Oh, okay. So I start with that?
Yes,
Why
boo.
is the stuff before it highlighted?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Because I messed up.
You don't want to start there?
No, I can't because I didn't print out right.
Oh, okay.
Can we just... Yeah.
You arrogant son of a bitch.
Would you just stay with me?
Stay with you? What for? Look at us. We're already fighting.
Well, that's what we do. We fight. You tell me when I'm being an arrogant son of a bitch, and I tell you when you're being a pain in the ass, which you are 99% of the time. I am not afraid to hurt your feelings. They have like a 2-second rebound rate, and you're back doing the next pain in the ass thing.
So what?
So this is where the secure attachment comes in.
Okay.
So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard, and we're going to have to work at this every day. But I want to do that because I want you. I want all of you forever. You and me every day. Will you do something for me, please? Will you just picture your life 30 years from now, 40 years from now, what it looks like? If it's with that guy, go. I lost you once. I think I could do it again if I thought it's what you really wanted, but don't you take the easy way out.
What easy way? There is no easy way. No matter what I do, somebody gets hurt.
Would you stop thinking about what everyone else wants? Stop thinking about what I want, what he wants, what your parents want. What do you want? It's not that simple. Okay, that's it. That's kind of it.
Okay.
But, so those two main things where he's being vulnerable and he's telling her, hey, I can lose you again, but you decide if you want to be with me. I love you. Here are the reasons. It's going to be hard. We're going to have to work through this together, but I'm secure in myself to let you go if that's what you choose to do. Not bad. And great reading, Boo. I felt you as Allie. I felt it. I was feeling it. So, yeah. Does that make a little sense?
A little, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I like it.
Well,
Okay.
the timer says we're out of time.
Well, is there anything you can do if you have one of these bad attachment?
Yes. There's so many things.
Yeah.
Okay. Therapy. You can learn how to recognize and access and understand your feelings. So you have to be in tune with your body, AKA go on walks, do something where you get to have some sort of blood movement, right? Then you can learn to manage and soothe your own emotions. So when I'm like, hey, give me a second, I'm trying to learn how to do it nicely. I need to do this thing, and then I'll come to your thing. Okay. That's me just expressing what's going on in my head instead of just being silent and like, leave me alone. And you can learn ways to not be afraid of conflict. Conflict isn't bad. It's actually really good. It's like popping a zit. All the pus comes out, and then, it hurts, but it's out of you now. Yeah. So conflict, I think, I was so freaked out by conflict. Like growing up, I was just walking on eggshells and like, okay, is it going to be what kind of day is it going to be? But in a healthy family, I'm assuming you bring up problems and you talk about them and your feelings, and it's not a big to do. Do you agree?
Yes, in a healthy family, ideally. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've always thought that. Like, I'm not one of these guys who's like, I like conflict. I don't think anybody likes conflict, but I'm not afraid of conflict in that there's an issue and it's got to get resolved somehow. Like, if you just ignore something, and it's not just going to go away.
You mean be avoidant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, if there's an issue or a problem, now how you handle and how you address conflict is important, because obviously there's a range of different ways to do so. You know, dumb, violent people handle conflict one way, and smarter people or emotionally intelligent people handle it another way. But to just refuse and avoid all conflict, no, because then whatever problem that made you feel that way initially, it's not going to go away. So you're just going to learn to live with that problem, with that issue. And no.
And people hold on to that.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I don't want to, they overthink it. I do it all the time. But instead, I think what helped me is cracks become craters. So if there's a crack in a friendship or there's something that's awry, address it in the nicest way possible. Fine. And by the way, don't just do it over text, or, if they prefer texting, then do it over text, but face to face, phone call, whatever it is. Hey, this kind of hurt my feelings. And I just want to let you know that's in their court. They can decide whatever they want to do to that, but do with that. And I think that's so special and great. Like when I hear that, I'm just like, oh, thank you. Because I don't know. I can't read minds. I have such a fast ADHD brain. So it is hard for me to catch up and be like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even realize I was hurting your feelings, So we want to avoid the cracks breaking and becoming bigger.
Yeah. Have you ever had a relationship, whether it be a friend or family member, where you just weren't allowed to address any grievance?
Yeah.
You weren't allowed to object to anything without it turning into a big thing? That's annoying.
Have you experienced that?
Yes. Where like, hey, just because I'm pointing this out or I have a question or concern doesn't mean I'm full on attacking your character. I'm just addressing this specific thing here. But, I've had, where like you can't even object.
Right.
No matter how, I've had those where like, no matter how politely or tactfully I broach the subject. Oh, well, I get, it's either the martyr syndrome, I can't do nothing right.
Do that. Yeah.
Or, push back. Well, fuck you. Like, whoa, no, I wasn't saying that. I'm just like, and you shouldn't have to choose either full on chaos argument or total silence and ignore it. There's got to be a middle ground where people can be comfortable. And again, as long as you approach it and you do it the right way.
Yeah.
Like I said, violent, dumb people, who just lash out, no, that's not the right way. But like, no, just because I have a grievance or an objection or whatever, as long as I'm polite and tactful about it, it shouldn't create some huge argument.
Yeah, absolutely.
So calm down.
Here's the thing. If you started that way, I bet that person wouldn't, they would actually listen and be like, oh, I didn't even realize I was doing that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because what you think, you explaining, I'm trying to be super nice. Like we've had in the beginning and continuously we've had talks, and you are so good at being gentle with, hey, this kind of hurts my feelings. Here's why. But that took a lot of learning communication styles and me crying and not knowing how to say, you're hurting my feelings. And you're like, I just said, please clean a spoon. You know, it's not that big of a deal. But for me, my anxiety goes up and I'm like, okay, he hates me and he probably wants a divorce and now everything's awful and now I'm going to die alone. And that's fine. I don't mind being alone. That's cool. I love my 3 pets.
Avoidance.
I have all of them. Well, and your parents are blueprints for you, right? Like my dad taught me, like, in my head, I took his actions as power is anger. Power is anger. Power is rage. Power is having a lot of money. My mom, I saw as a pushover, but she just would avoid. She would just avoid conflict and be like, well, that's okay. Or your dad's busy at work. And it's like, no, he's kind of a dick. And can you talk to him? You know, like this is weird. But you can't be open when people aren't at that emotional intelligence. Like they're going to get defensive. So it's just such a hard thing to communicate and know. But it's all a learning experience. Like we're all learning how to be better. And I do believe, I think you can come from a family that were doing their best and it wasn't awesome growing up. But man, I look back and I'm like, well, apparently there's studies where you choose your parents. I know that's a whole, let's not, but I'm grateful because I learned all the sides of a white male, all the, you know, shadowy self and my mom, but I also saw the good as they got older. And I learned how to communicate with them in more of a patient way and more empathetically, like, okay, well, how would I feel if my daughter came and brought me all these gifts, but then needed money? You know what I mean? Like, not great, probably, right? That would kind of annoy me. So I understand their annoyance, and that's okay. I understand it. And doesn't mean I have to like it. Doesn't mean I have to hate it. It is what it is. So that is attachment styles, and I hope everyone liked my characters.
Yeah, those are great characters.
They were good. They need help.
Yeah.
They need help.
Oh boy. Dave's Kitchen. You want to step on into Dave's Kitchen real quick?
Let's go ahead.
I cooked it up this week. I've been crushing it.
I know.
Right? I mean,
you have, but I've gained weight and I want to die.
I've been cooking so much good stuff.
I'm a fat ass now.
I did one of my favorite pasta dishes the other day. I don't know if I've ever seen this on a menu. I'm sure the beauty about like pasta and Italian food is it's really just like mix and match. You got the pasta, the type of pasta,
a pasta,
and then the type of sauce.
A sauce.
And you can really Mr. Potato Head that shit till you find a combination you really like. One of my favorite pastas, I feel like it's so underrated. I love linguine.
Ooh, that's the thicker.
Well, it's a smaller version of fettuccine.
Okay.
Where they're rectangular instead of tubular.
Yeah.
Spaghetti, tubular. I like angel hair pasta, a little tubular. But
I love tubular.
Tubular.
Totally tubular, dude.
That used to be a fun phrase.
But you know what I mean? Just rectangular. Fettuccine is kind of the bigger version, but linguine is squared or rectangular, but smaller and thinner.
Yeah, it's fun. A lot of people make their own linguine.
A lot of people make their own pasta. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Which that's one area of my culinary skill set that is lacking. I've never made homemade pasta.
Oh, me either. No.
So I just buy the linguine. But anyway, linguine is one of my favorite pastas. One of my favorite sauces. Like sometimes when I'm ready for Italian food, I want something hearty and classic. I love bolognese.
Bolognese.
Give me a nice meat and tomato sauce. So good. So I cooked this up for us the other night when Ryan was here, and so good.
It was delicious.
Here's the other thing, too.
How do you make it? Are you going to tell us?
Yeah, with spaghetti sauce, it's one of those things, kind of like mashed potatoes. I don't know why anybody would buy instant mashed potatoes, because mashed potatoes are so damn easy to make. Tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce, pasta sauce, so easy to make.
Well, they have it at Costco.
So
and
easy to make.
It's pretty delicious.
Here's how we're going to make that bolognese. Get you 2 28-ounce cans of whole peeled tomatoes.
Woo!
Just get you a can of whole. Now, a lot of people who really into this stuff, like anything else, you've got your preference as far as what brand of tomatoes or whatever. I like the San American or SMT. It's white. It's got the pictures of the tomatoes.
Yeah.
What's the other? Cento, the big yellow can. People like that a lot. But I get the San American or the SMT. Get 2 28-ounce cans, whole peeled tomatoes. Throw that shit in a blender, puree it up, set it aside.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Or a bullet.
Yeah, or
if you don't have a blender.
Then
small
blender,
space,
bullet. Puree that shit up. Let's get 2 pounds of ground beef, preferably 80-20. Do you know what that means, 80-20?
No.
Or 90-10? That's the meat to fat ratio. 80-20 has 20%. 20% of that meat is pure fat.
Ooh, I like the fatty part.
That's flavor.
So
2 pounds of ground beef. Let's do a half bottle of cheap red wine. Love a good cheap red wine for cooking.
Okay.
Adds so much flavor. 3 to 4 tablespoons of tomato paste. Let's do 1 yellow or white onion diced up. 5 to 6 cloves of fresh raw garlic minced up. 1 carrot finely grated. We'll grate that carrot here in a minute. 4 to 5 fresh basil leaves chopped up.
Oh, that's good luck too.
Tablespoon of dried oregano. A tablespoon of red pepper flakes. That's optional if you want a little heat. Put that red pepper flakes in there. 2 tablespoons of salt. And then, of course, 1 pound of linguine. Here's what we do. Saute that onion in some olive oil for about 3 or 4 minutes until those the onions start to become translucent. Then you add in the garlic, and you want to just saute that for about 30 to 60 seconds. Not until it's brown, but until it becomes fragrant. Ooh. As soon as you start to smell that garlic, we're good to go. Go ahead and add in that tomato paste, and you want to stir all that up. The tomato paste and the garlic and the onions, you want to kind of stir all that up and cook that tomato paste down, because raw tomato paste has like a metal taste, like you put a penny in your mouth. So you want to cook that taste out of it.
I have a tomato paste question after you're done.
Sure. So we got the onions, we got the garlic, we got the tomato paste going in there. After about 4 or 5 minutes, then you add in the red wine. Then you add in your blended or pureed canned tomatoes. Let's see. Then you throw in a little salt, a little oregano, some pepper, throw in that basil. Bring it all up to a boil. And as soon as it starts to boil, then reduce it down to a simmer. And then at that point, you can let it simmer for at least 1 hour, all the way up to 5, 8, 10 hours. You can let that shit go all day. So at this point, we have everything going in the sauce except the meat. When you're ready, when you're about an hour or 2 away from wanting to have dinner, then you go ahead in a separate pan, brown out that meat. Get that meat nice and brown. Get a good char on that, medium to high heat. Get that, and I like to keep it real chunky. If you notice mine,
yeah, I like the chunky meat.
Big chunks of meat. While that meat is browning in the pan, grate that carrot. If you've already grated it, just throw it in there. But I'll just use a cheese grater. Use the finest gauge, the smallest hole in your cheese grater.
Smallest
hole. If you got more than one, like I like the handheld ones that you can just do it over it. Those are already very small, but if you got like a box cheese grater, you're gonna have 3 or 4 options.
Box.
Use the smallest one for your box. So now you've got the beef and the carrot all kind of cooking together. And when that beef gets nice and brown, there's no more pink in it. I love medium rare beef, but for the sake of it marrying with everything, you want to go ahead and cook it all the way through. Get it nice and brown. You got the carrots and shit in there. Then with a slotted spoon, you spoon the beef and the carrots out, and you throw that into your pot of tomato sauce.
Oh.
Boom. Let that simmer for about another hour. Boom. You got nice bolognese.
That's
Boil up that linguine, 9 to 11 minutes. A lot of salt in the water, heavily salted water. 9 to 11 minutes. Plate it, sauce, and then finish it with some fresh grated Pecorino Romano cheese.
It is delicious. It was so good.
The red wine is the secret to... I cook so much now with wine.
Red wine, you make me feel so fine.
Obviously, the beef bourguignon I made for Christmas.
Oh, yeah, that was delicious.
Bourguignon, Burgundy wine. That's kind of the whole point of that. But even, what's the other thing I cook with wine? The beef short ribs. Beef short ribs, the braised beef short ribs. I use red wine. That red wine Works so great. But yeah, there you go. Linguine Bolognese. Now it takes a while, but it's not very labor intensive. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, it sounds easy.
There's nothing to it.
Question about the tomato paste.
Yeah.
Is it okay to open tomato paste and eat it? And is it okay to open the tomatoes and eat it, like from the can?
Yes. The answer is yes to both. The tomato paste is not going to taste very good.
Sure.
I don't know why you would want to do that.
Well, because sometimes, let's say you like tomato soup and there's nothing except tomato paste. So then you put it in a bowl and then you add water. This is Katie's kitchen. Into the bowl. Then you put in the microwave for 4 minutes, but you kind of have to watch it. Yeah. And boom, soup.
I would say just try it and see how disgusting it actually is.
Thank you.
There you go. Give it a go.
I will.
Give it a go. Word of mouth this week. New special from a very funny comedian, lady I've worked with before, done a lot of shows with, kind of a staple in the Los Angeles comedy scene, was also a writer for Conan for 11 years.
She's wonderful.
Talking about Laurie Kilmartin.
Yeah.
She's been around a while. She's got so many great albums and specials out. She did a whole album, I don't think this is the exact name, 45 Jokes About My Dead Dad.
Yeah.
Talk about,
she just
dealing with grief. Did a whole album on losing her father. That was a few years ago.
Been there, done that. Anyway.
New special out now called Cis Woke Grief Slut. That's a hell of a title. Laurie Kilmartin, Cis Woke Grief Slut. Out now on Apple TV, or you can go directly to lauriekilmartin.com. That's LAURIE. KILMARTIN. LaurieKilmartin.com. Get on that cis woke grief slut. Very funny.
I also have a word of mouth.
Shoot.
I'm not going to say the brand. They have nesting freaking ball cups. Look at this.
I like that.
These are nesting.
Those are real glass?
Yeah. This isn't just those hipstery mason jars. Like you could put a lid on it. You could put water in it. You could put
fit in your
Gatorade
car cup holder.
Light.
I like that.
Yeah.
So that's what you call it, nesting, like a Russian nesting ball.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because the other things that are small at the top, get out of here. Too much. Yeah. Too much work. Anyway, that's my word of mouth.
I understand. Boo, where can we find you on Instagram?
At KT Strandberg.
There you go. You can find me at _ Dave Stone. That's where I am on Instagram. Got some live shows coming up. You can find these dates at dumbdavestone.com. Tickets are not on sale yet. That should be happening in a week or two. But March 15th and 16th, I'll be in Eureka, California, up at Savage Henry Comedy Club. Always a good time there. March 19th, I'm in at Helium Comedy Club in Portland, Oregon. That's always a fun time. And then I'm going to Chico. March 21st, I'll be at the Sierra Nevada Big Room in Chico, California. So
Chico.
That is always
not
a hoot.
Chino.
No, I always get Chino and Chico confused.
It's okay.
But, yeah, dumbdavestone.com for tickets. Also, my album's still available on vinyl. And
it is.
You can find that at blondemedicine.com or dumbdavestone.com. Pack a Lunch. The vinyl is available for your listening pleasure. The special on YouTube is available for your viewing pleasure. I try not to keep track.
And our podcast
our
is on YouTube.
Podcast on there now, too, at, where are we at? YouTube.com/@the Stonebergs podcast.
Yeah, come and visit.
But yeah, I was saying, I try not to keep track of this stuff too much, but over 225,000 views on the special, so that's nice.
Awesome.
Rapidly approaching 250,000. So if you have not seen Pack a Lunch, check it out on YouTube. And, share it with a friend. New phone number, 213-282-3615.
In that order.
That's the new number. If you haven't already, just go ahead and put us in your phone.
Yeah, have fun. Call us drunk. We love that.
Create new contact.
Or high. I don't care.
Yeah.
Or sober.
Like and subscribe. We got to get those subscribers up. So I'm doing we got to
is
really.
that what we're doing?
We got to bump those numbers up a little bit.
Come on, guys.
YouTube.com/@the Stonebergs podcast.
Charlie's having a lick fit over here.
There
I don't know what's happening.
Okay. Boo, thanks for explaining stuff.
Hey, thank you.
And always great catching up.
Always a pleasure. Thank you guys for listening. We love you. Bye.
Well, it's time now to be
Oh, Lord, yeah. Okay, thank you.